sing this song.
What's up, everybody? We're here for the second episode of the People of Chi Alpha series, and we are here with the co-host Damari Fennell.
What's up, everybody?
And our guest Erika Luna.
Hello.
So, Erika, just to kick us off, what are some things about you that many people might not know, or you just want to share about yourself?
Yeah, so most people don't know, but I'm from a small town called Batesville, Indiana. And usually when I tell people that, the first thing they say is, "Oh, I've never heard of that," or "Where is that?" Which is usually what I expect. It's really small. The population's about like 7,000. Yeah.
That's funny.
But yeah, I genuinely love it. Like, I'm excited to be back there. I love, the small towns. But yeah, I'm a senior. I'm majoring in legal studies with a concentration in public law and a minor in Spanish.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. You said 7,000 people. Like, my hometown has 70,000 people.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, when you said 7,000, I'm like, yeah, that is kind of small. What is, like, your favorite thing to do back home, like, since it is such a small town?
Yeah, so we have, like, no Walmart. That's how small we are.
Oh, wow. You at least have a Dollar General?
We have a Dollar Tree, yes.
Okay, all right, there we go. That works.
We have one grocery store, and that's Kroger.
Hey.
But my favorite thing to do, since there's not a whole lot to do, there's this really cute coffee shop called Amex Wells, and that's like the hangout spot or where people go just to chat. So I go there a lot to be productive, or sometimes just to have like a cozy environment to chill at.
Cool. So I'm curious, where is the nearest Walmart? Like, how far away?
It's 25 minutes.
Oof,
yeah.
Okay. That could be a nice little road trip.
You can get, it's like 25 minutes to go from Walmart to Walmart in Muncie.
That is true.
So to think about 25 minutes being away from a town.
Put that in perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
I'm really going to miss living 5 minutes away from Walmart here in Muncie.
Yeah. So you'll be going home soon. You said, obviously, winter break after all is said and done with finals. But what family do you have that you're going home to? Like, you got siblings?
Yeah, I am from a big family. I'm one of 6 kids.
Wow.
So there's always something going on, and I kind of fall somewhere in the middle. I have 2 older siblings and 3 younger siblings. And my parents are my biggest supporters. Going home for any break really isn't different for me because I go home just about every weekend. I really love to spend time with my family, whether we're just chilling at home or going out, to the mall or whatever.
All right. How far is Batesville like from Muncie? Because going home every weekend, I'm like, to me,
that's what I was wondering.
I'd say my hometown is about 3.5 hours from here. So to do that every single weekend, my wallet would be hurting a lot. So how far?
It's an hour and 40. It's not too bad, and most of it is back roads, so it's a really chill ride there, and I really enjoy it.
Cool. So you prefer back roads over highway?
Oh, definitely, yes.
Are you the type of person that gets stressed out by like highway driving?
No, I don't mind driving in general, but I definitely prefer back road driving just because I feel like it's more scenic.
There's just something about seeing that Indiana cornfield over
Yes.
and over and over again that it's better than the interstate.
Never gets old. Some might say.
Look, I'm tired of corn. I want to go out west and see some mountains. So you said you were a Ball State grad.
Yes.
And so what did you study while you were here? I know you said legal studies, but like what did you do within that?
So the legal studies program here at Ball State is approved by the American Bar Association.
Okay.
So we pretty much learn everything that would be equivalent to a 1 year in law school. So that includes writing case briefs, learning how to write legal documents, and learning how to research about cases. I actually interned at a law firm this past summer.
Oh, wow.
Cool.
And almost everything that I learned at Ball State through the legal studies program, I got to put into work at the law firm. So that was really nice to, have that knowledge going into law school or even, like a law firm like I
Yeah.
did this summer.
Well, that's awesome. Man, we just had Elizabeth last month, and she
Yeah.
was criminology. And so to hear kind of like the differences, but also the similarities between two majors is pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very cool. So what got you interested into that specific realm?
I've always known since I was about 11 that I wanted to be a lawyer. There wasn't like a specific moment or person who made me steer that way. So I really feel like it was a desire that God put on my heart. So going into Ball State, I knew I wanted to major in something pre-law related. And I'm very, very happy that I chose legal studies over like political science or criminology, just from what I've heard, through my professors about the legal studies program.
That's cool. It's good to hear that you enjoy it and thoroughly like your major. Not
Yeah.
everybody can say that. So
That is true.
And it's also, I don't know how unique that is to have a specific major set in your mind, like as a kid, maybe not major, but like occupation, and still do that in college. I don't know how
Right.
rare that is, but that's cool that you wanted to do it from then and stuck with your plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's legit. You did mention that God kind of led you to this. So growing up, did you have like a big faith background, or was it kind of like came to college and you found Jesus? So yeah, how has your walk with Christ been?
Yeah, so I grew up Catholic through my family. So we, went to church every Sunday. I did all of the holy sacraments within the Catholic Church, but I never really did it because I wanted to. It was more so my parents wanted me to do these things. They wanted me to go to religious classes, to church every Sunday. So about right towards like middle school, I quit going with them just because I didn't know Jesus in a way that felt like it was personal.
Yeah.
So after middle school, I quit going to church. I doubted his existence and I didn't really care to know either. But it was until after my 8th grade year, my friends invited me to this thing called Young Life, which is a non-denominational youth ministry that we have in my hometown. And one of my friends, her older sister was a Young Life leader. So we kind of just joined her small group through like knowing her outside of Young Life. And it was through Young Life, the friendships that I made, and obviously through my leader, that I finally understood who God is and understood how much he loves us. And just the way that my leader spoke about God was so different from what I had learned in church, because it was more so about religion and tradition, or like memorizing prayers, but not really understanding the meaning behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how would you say that your current perspective and perception of Christ has helped you in your relationship to him, as opposed to like the more traditional religious aspect rather than relation?
Right. I definitely, growing up, I saw him more as an authority rather than someone like a father or a loving figure. I was intimidated by the idea of God and, what a relationship could look like him. So for me, in the past, it was more so just a strict, very like tense idea of what God or who God is. Whereas now I don't even think that way anymore. I just view God as just such a loving and peaceful like father, whereas I can go to him for anything, whether it's, the heavy stuff or even just, light stuff, like telling him what I'm grateful for.
Yeah, that's really cool. So going from Young Life, which was the first thing that brought you into kind of understanding and getting down the relational aspect of a relationship with Christ, to college and Chi Alpha? Like, what was the in between for you like?
Yeah, so I started Ball State in January of 2023, so I didn't get to experience a welcome week or all the big activity fairs. But I knew going in to Ball State that I wanted to join a youth, like a campus ministry, because I had Young Life back home, so I
Right.
wanted to have something similar coming into college. Thankfully, my boyfriend had started Ball State the fall before, and he knew I was aware that I wanted to join a campus ministry, so he was kind of on the lookout for me. And one night, he ate dinner in the atrium. He walked past the room where Encounter happens, and he snapped a picture of the Chi Alpha logo that was on the projector.
Oh, cool.
And he sent me the text, like he sent me a text with the picture and said, like, hey, this might be something you'd like. And he was totally right about that.
That's awesome.
So I knew coming into Ball State that Chi Alpha was something that I wanted to check out. After eating dinner there one night, I went up to the little booth table, and Brooklyn was there. And she, just kind of introduced me to what Chi Alpha was, what Encounter is. And after that, I filled out a contact card, and not shortly later, a girl named Mackenzie Lester messaged me and wanted to get lunch and chat. So we did that, and we hit it off really well, and so well that she became my core group leader for the rest of my freshman year.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Man, you really have the OG names with Brooklyn,
Yeah.
Mackenzie.
Yeah.
Like shout out to them. Like they were like, for me, like being on staff, like coming on, like they were the people we always like prayed about. We're like, God, please give them people. And then literally showing up at, the information or little table. It just shows that, there's nothing that God can't use to bring people in. Like shout out to your boyfriend for
Right. Yeah.
for taking a screenshot of the projector and
Yeah.
eating in the atrium, man.
Yeah.
Like it's all those little things.
Yeah.
You just never know how God will use them.
Yeah. That's really cool. So, how many different leaders have you had like through your time in Chi Alpha, would you say?
I've had 3. So after my freshman year, that was only a semester since I started in January,
Right.
Mackenzie was my leader. And then my sophomore/junior year, Karina was my leader. Then my most recent leader was Caitlin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right on. Yeah, no, again, just with the OG names with like Karina, like those are you just had really great core group leaders. And
Yeah.
just like they were all like the soft spoken leaders too. Like Mackenzie was never
Yeah.
gonna like I know like she loved serving and being a core group leader, but it wasn't going to be her natural instinct to like go like hawk you down like across the street, like, hey, I see your shoes, and then start a conversation about Jesus. But like, there's just something about God can just like I already said it, but just like the simple things, like God can just do something through. So
Right. And I feel like Mackenzie, Karina, and Caitlin are all very gentle people,
Yeah.
but they're some of the wisest people I've ever met, and shared so much about scripture. And any questions that I had, they always did their best to answer them.
that was
That's
awesome.
really cool. Something else just came to mind. You also work with like some other kind of ministry, right?
Yeah. So I work with Young Life. I'm now
Oh, okay.
a Young Life leader,
Right on.
Cool.
which is really cool that I was a Young Life kid all throughout high school. And my leader, she's also now the area director for Southeastern Indiana.
Wow.
So it really does feel like a full circle moment.
Yeah.
But I became a Young Life leader this July. I went to Young Life camp with some high school girls and the other leaders from Batesville, and I had so much fun. I was really just there as a co-leader, filling in for another leader who had to stay home. But after leading and connecting with these girls on such a special level, it made me want to continue that even after camp. And Miranda she was my Young Life leader. She's now the area director. She had asked me if it was something that I wanted to do post-graduation.
Yeah.
And I always knew I wanted to be a Young Life leader. Like that was definitely one of my dreams. So for her to ask me, I was just super grateful that I had even come to mind to her. But yeah, so that I'm really excited to be going home after graduation. That way I can pour more time and energy into that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because it's definitely been difficult to do from Muncie.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Especially hour 40 away.
Yeah.
Right.
Still trying to finish up a pretty rigorous, major. Those two things make anything hard. But
Yeah.
trying to balance all that, that could just be really difficult.
So is that like just a summer thing, or is it throughout the
It's
year?
throughout the whole school year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they have Young Life Camp in the summer, but then throughout the school year, they have club one Wednesday out of the month. And that's just kind of like a time for the students to get together and hang out. And then the night's kind of wrapped up with like a short sermon. They also do campaigners, which is kind of like house church.
Okay.
So all the students get together at one leader's house, and then in smaller groups, we divide and read the Bible, and then kind of come back together at the end of the night.
That's cool.
And then each leader also has their small groups, which is very similar to core groups here.
Okay.
That's awesome. So it sounds like you are just really getting down the community aspect of just the kingdom of God and implementing that into lots of areas in your life. Do you have any direction on how you may be able to incorporate that into your field, or just how you may intentionally like navigate through that career?
Yeah, I've always said that I was safe to serve. I feel like I have just a strong heart of servitude, and maybe that's why I want to be a lawyer. I specifically want to work in family law with, children and domestic violence cases. It's just something that I've always kind of been drawn to. I want to be able to help my community in an impactful way, whether it's, leading youth ministry or someday working in family law. I think that God has definitely made his purpose clear for me. But yeah.
That's really cool.
Oh, that's good. So, you mentioned just juggling all that, but there is an aspect that you haven't told us about. We know that, at least I know you've been actively involved in like mock trial over the past few years. And so how has that, being there in a space where, you can be a Christian, but, you can't just go like, Judge, I believe that this person should be forgiven because of the blood. You can't say that. So how has that kind of like shaped you, but also how have you like shared your faith or like been on fire for Jesus in mock trial?
That's a great question.
Yeah. So I've been doing mock trial since my freshman year. I started off as a member, and now I'm the public relations officer.
Wow.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
Big flex.
But yeah, that's a really great question. Mock trial has taught me a lot, not just about the court system, but also about advocacy and believing that, my voice matters and that I, have a say. And that's really impactful when you're in a courtroom and, like someone's life, their innocence is on the line.
Yeah.
I have just like a strong passion for justice. And like you mentioned earlier, it's not like I can, object to, the opposing counsel because of, my religious beliefs, or persuade the jury or the judge because of that either.
Right.
But I feel like I just have to trust a lot in God and in, believe that what I'm doing is working for his kingdom, whether, that person is found guilty or not guilty, or liable or not liable. It's just having trust that his plan is going to work out, even if it's not what I planned for.
Right. Well, that's really good. And I think it's always great for people to, get outside of I think Chi Alpha's great. Like, obviously, be involved in it. I mean, I'm on staff, so I truly believe that. But also, there's just something about being a witness, because you only have 4 years. Or you're like, in your case, you came here. It's like been like almost like 2.5, 3-ish years. Like, you don't have a long time. And some of these people that you see, walking down McKinley or eating food wherever, there's a chance you may never see them again. So if you're listening to this out here, get involved. Like, do Chi Alpha. We love Chi Alpha. If God's calling you to be a leader, be a leader. But, be the hands and feet of Jesus. You know, I think you've just done a really good job of like hearing about, you know, being the hands and feet of Jesus at home, pouring into people, getting poured in the core group, but also pouring it out on people on campus. I just think it's really great.
Yeah, I think it's very important to note that like Chi Alpha, you continue doing it post college, and you just figure out how to implement the things that you've learned into your career or what other ministries you do. And I think that your testimony is a huge testament to that. I think that's really cool. So, talking about next steps and ultimately what that's going to look like in your life, what is coming up?
Well, I am taking a gap year before law school because honestly, I'm just really burnt out. I
That's fair.
graduated high school early, then came to Ball State 3 weeks later,
Oh,
and then
wow.
I'm graduating Ball State a year early.
Yeah.
So it's been a lot, and I'm really tired. But during my gap year, I'm working full-time at the law firm that I interned at this summer,
Okay.
which I'm really excited about. I learned a lot there, just over the summer, so I'm excited to see what a year will do. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm a young life leader, so I'm really looking forward to being home and being able to dedicate more time to that. And recently, I became a volunteer court-appointed special advocate for children.
Wow.
Oh, that's really
So
awesome.
what that involves is being assigned to, a case and representing the best interest for children who have been abused or neglected. So it's a lot, but I'm looking forward to, being able to help out my community and also learning more about family law, which is the area that I'm most passionate about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's really
cool.
dope. That's back-to-back episodes of people like, Elizabeth was just talking about the women of Alabaster in her episode and helping out like, endangered and like, women in just tough situations, and to see you like be an advocate for families, like, that's what Jesus talks about in the Beatitudes, like blessed are those
Right,
who mourn, blessed are those who like, seek righteousness, like they'll inherit the kingdom of God. So to see you doing that on like a big stage in a very specific title,
Yeah.
I'm just like, wow, would look really good on my LinkedIn profile if I had one. But it's just like, yeah, I just think it's really dope to like really, I don't know, just again be in the hands and feet of Jesus and doing that in such a tough situation, tough demographic for sure. So we really appreciate you for
Yeah.
stepping into that.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's very cool. Well, Erika, thank you so much for your time being here and just sharing your
course.
testimony and being willing to be very open and transparent. It's very
Yeah.
cool to hear all the things that you're doing, and just pray that God will continue to be working through you as he already has.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Yeah, so that's it. We're signing off. We'll see you guys next month in 2026. This is Damari.
And Elijah.
And Erica.
Peace out, guys.
See ya.
See ya.